What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods, the very first Voodoo in the Woods of 2022, when we're looking at the UFC Vegas fight card, better known as UFC Fight Night Qatar or Cater, Calvin Cater versus Chikadze. That's what I'm going
That's
with.
right.
But
That's right.
I'm according to Woods. He is former U of MMA champion Pius Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus.
Thank you very much, Ada Day Woods. Excuse me. I know you've been consistent, even through the break and all that. No breaks. Keep it moving, keep it pushing all day, every day, making work happen. How you been,
Yeah,
man?
doing good, man. I'm keeping that shit pushing like a damn fucking, what is it, prairie dogging? You know,
Yeah.
fucking right after the damn Panda Express. Shout out to Panda Express. But no, man, we got the very first UFC event of the year. Calvin Cater versus Jigga Chikadze. And we were supposed to have a bigger fucking card, but it ended up still a pretty decent card at 10 fights. But we were supposed to have Michel Pieta against Ander Fiallo,
hmm
Victor Henry versus Raoni
Yep.
Braceros, which will actually be the next card, the double championship. The
Mhm.
what is it? The what is it? Brandon Moreno versus Figgy 3 and
Yes.
Cyril Gahn and
Francis.
Francis. Yeah,
hmm
absolutely.
hmm
So, we'll see Victor Henry finally take his rightful place in the UFC octagon. We were also
hmm
supposed to see TJ Brown versus Gabriel Benitez, Cairo
hmm
Boralo against Jamie Pickett, Little
hmm
Monster
hmm
Vanessa Demopoulos against Silvana Gomez Juarez.
hmm
And then, the Michelle Pieta was supposed to be Muslim Salikov also.
hmm hmm
So, they try to reschedule, but COVID got in the way. That's fucked up. And Joaquin Buckley against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, but Al Hassan withdrew. We were also supposed to get a rescheduled Ashley Yoder and Little Monster Vanessa Demopoulos, and Yoder had an injury. Yeah, there was this COVID and rescheduling and all that shit, but we do have a stellar 10 fight card, starting out with the tenured young veteran Brian Kelleher,
hmm
23 and 12 against Kevin Kroom, which is 21 and 13. Holy shit, there's a lot of fights. But
hmm
Kevin Cash Kroom, let's start on that side of the docket. Uh, Lost to Alex Caceres, but I mean, Alex Caceres is losing at life right now, so there's that. That sounded really bad. But yeah, man, Bruce Leroy is a motherfucker. So there you go. Also, he had a no contest with Roosevelt Roberts, who's returned to the local scene here and
hmm
just fought for Lights at Extreme Fighting. Right, so go ahead and check him out there. But his
hmm
last win was actually outside of the UFC against Anderson Hutchinson at FAC 3 back in August of 2020. Right,
Yep.
but
Yep.
he's got a win over uh, uh, the felony Charles Bennett, formerly known as Crazy Horse, and that
hmm
happened way back in 2019. I'd say way back because it seems like forever ago. Fucking COVID years are a motherfucker. Now
We've
we've
had
got
so many fights in between that.
yeah, that too, right? But we've
Yeah.
got Brian Kelleher, right? Boom, Brian Boom Kelleher, and he's been 2-1 in his last three outings. A guillotine choke over Ray Rodriguez in the first round of the UFC Fight Night back in September of 2020, right?
hmm
But losing a unanimous decision to Ricky Simon, right? But then coming back and beating Domingo Piliarte
hmm
via unanimous decision. So,
hmm
Boom Kelleher versus one Kevin Crash Krug. Who you got?
Well, key thing that we need to look at here is Boom is a bantamweight, and Krum featherweight. So he's used to carrying heavier weight. He's more comfortable. Well, when you look at the two of them, experience factor is very similar. Uh, Crash is 5'11", Boom is 5'6". So reach advantage goes to Kevin Kroom. Um, that 10 pounds really mean a lot. It's very serious and significant when decision making. So the edge I'm seeing right now is going to Kroom. So Kroom, I'm going Kroom. Uh, Split decision. Kroom split decision to win this one.
You say split decision. That's where we're gonna have our first split in terms of ideology because I believe it's gonna be Brian Boom Kelleher that is gonna make Kevin Crash Kroom crash to the canvas. I want to say he's going to be essentially incapacitated via rear naked choke, which is kind of Boom Kelleher's bread and butter. Because uh, in the words of Steve Austin when he was in ECW, oh, take me back. I can't make it in the big time. Eric, take me back. But Eric, in this case, being one Dana White, right? And
Yep.
maybe Crash goes right back to the regional scene, or maybe hangs it up. To have that amount of fights and not be in the UFC already, that's a lot of damage you're putting in the body. So I got
Seriously.
Kelleher rear naked choke, and I say it happens in I'd say late in the first.
Okay. Okay. So at least 4 minutes in.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You won't finish him as quick as he finished his last opponent, or last finished opponent, I should say, right? But Boom is definitely going to get it down. Uh, Kelleher can be a slow starter at times, but I mean, when the thing about it is he zones in, right? His striking is pretty fucking good for regardless of whatever weight class he's doing. His striking is pretty crisp, and his
Mm-hmm.
jujitsu is fucking next level. So,
Mm-hmm.
Kroom just he looks like a guy that's been taking way too many shots to the noggin. So I'm just saying.
Well, these two gentlemen are gonna go out there and battle it out, and then we will see who reigns supreme. Uh, that's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Oh hell yeah! Jeez, there you go. Next up in the featherweight division, we have TJ Brown, downtown TJ Brown, 15-8, hailing from the West Side Fight Team in Little Rock, Arkansas. Brown basically kind of up and down in his UFC career, losing to Jordan Griffin by guillotine choke in his very first fight with the promotion. Before
Mhm,
that, he basically got an arm triangle choke at Dana White's Contender Series way back in 2019, right? But then lost to Jordan Griffin by rear naked choke, lost a unanimous decision to Danny Chavez, but won
mhm,
a split decision over Kai Kamaka the third,
mhm,
right? So there
mhm,
we go. Now we're going over to the Boston Strong Charles Rosa, 14
mhm,
and 6. Let's see. I mean, it's kind of 50-50 in his last four fights. Win over
mhm,
Kevin Aguilar via unanimous decision, but losing to Derek Minner via unanimous decision, right? Beating Justin James by split decision, and then
mhm.
losing to Damon Jackson via unanimous decision. Uh what do you got? I really, you could flip a coin. This thing is going to a decision. Um,
Mhm,
it may be the most exciting you fight in the card because both men may be on thin ice, right?
mhm,
Saying that,
mhm,
hey, if another a loss could send me out of the promotion, right?
mhm,
So maybe you'll see something out of him, right? Like what is it? They're going to be quick to the draw, hopefully. But also, we could have a long, augmented, just boring of a fucking fight too. That too. I mean, nobody's questioning the cardio of both gentlemen. They can both go the fucking 15 minutes, the 3 rounds, and what have you. Is it going to be exciting or entertaining, or is it going to be like a top level, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt super fight, which they're just fucking stalling for fucking the whole duration of the match?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. And there's a high probability of it happening, like you said. These two gentlemen are not gonna go out and knock somebody out. I don't see it. There will be lots of grappling. Skill level is gonna be quite even, right? So you also mentioned flipping of a coin. I'm down to flip a coin here too, brother.
Okay,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
I'm going downtown.
Okay, I'll
TJ
go Rosa
Brown,
then.
right?
I'll go Rosa.
Okay. There's something about Charles Rosa that the picture on the Tapology, him going like, "Arr!" he just reeks of Rex Kwando, and I'm not saying that he's maybe a bullshito martial artist or whatever, but he's that's all I got. I got, what is that dude? Fucking Howard Dean. We're going
Yeah.
whatever.
And then we go back to USGC, take back the White House.
Yeah. So that
I want
I'm
him
just
as a
saying.
president.
Yeah. So there you go. I didn't mean to fucking dog your pick, but I'm just.
Hey, they called him a cowboy. They were afraid to put him in office because he was a cowboy. Howard Dean.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Charles Rosa might be from Boston, but he looks cowboy as fuck too. So I'm just saying, and I'm not talking about the fucking Oliveira, not Charles, not Dubronx, but the other Oliveira, the old ass Oliveira, or Cowboy Cerrone, or even fucking Kid Rock, man. Like that dude, Charles Rosa looks a little like he'd be fucking on Kid Rock's street team circa 1999. I'm just saying. And I did love that fucking Devil Without a Cause fucking record and shit like that, but I'm just saying. So that's why I'm going downtown. TJ Brown. I don't want to be a fucking cowboy, man. No,
all right,
never. Yeah. So now we have Ramiz Barhamaj against who's 9-3, star on the rise, right? And Ramiz trains out of Fortis MMA, right? Which is isn't that the Henry Hoofs?
something
No,
like that.
something like
I
that.
don't know.
It's elite level gym. So a lot of people fucking train there. Oh, Dallas, Texas. There you go. There you go. So Alex Morano, right? Ryan Superman Span, Diego Fiera, right? Those are fucking Jeff Hands of Steel Neal. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. That's a dope ass fucking gym. So shout out to Fortis, right? But that's also where Ramirez trains day in, day out. Let's see. 50-50 in terms of his last 4 outings. And this sliding back to LFA, right? So loses to Justin Patterson at LFA 55, right? Then comes back on the undercard of Casey Kenny and Vince Cachero, right, at LFA 62, beats Carlos Martinez via arm triangle choke, right? But then on his UFC debut in late 2020, he loses because his ear fucking blew up. You remember? Fucking Max Griffin fucking cut him with that elbow, and his ear and all the fucking fluids just flew right the fuck out. Yeah. So there's that, and then
that was quite a sight.
It was. I mean, I might have sent that gift to everyone. It's like that's what fucking MMA is about. So I love it. And guy said, sup, my man. Hope everything is well. Shout out to you over on Twitch. But and then on the other side, we have the tenured vet in Court McGee. Court McGee has, I mean, gone through it all. Fucking high altitude ass Colorado. Fucking training with John Hankelman. You know, being an Ultimate Fighter winner, right? I mean, aside from winning a fucking title, everything that there is to do in the UFC, Court McGee has done, right? And he's still here. And he had a long sabbatical where, you know, he wasn't active on the UFC roster, but he's making up for lost time. And again, shit, dude. Win over Claudio Silva, right? But losing to that fucking legends fight between Carlos Condit, right?
That's Carlos Condit, though. That's
Yeah,
Carlos
man.
Condit. You know, that ain't no easy fight.
Yeah, man. So, and that essentially sent the former WEC world champion and interim UFC champion into retirement soon after, right? But win over Claudio Silva, lost to Diego Lima, but that's way back in 2019. There's a lot of things that aren't current, right? The lost to Sean Strickland, lost to Ben Sanders, win over Alex Garcia, win over Dominic Steele. A lot of the fucking people that Court McGee fought, they're no longer here, man. No longer active in the MMA sphere, but here Court McGee is. So this is gonna be a decision, right?
Or a
I want to go
terrible
with
knockout.
yeah, exactly. And if that terrible knockout happens, that's gonna be Ramiz, right? But then again, I mean, when was the last time you fucking saw Court Bauer? I mean, not Court Bauer, Court McGee, get KO'd? Not since fucking Santanigo Ponzinibbio back at UFC on Fox 19 back in 2016. That was the last
that
time
might
he
have
got
been the only time.
right.
That might have been the one and only knockout.
Yeah,
on his record.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I got fucking Court McGee. It's not gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be you know, and much like let's just say Condit fucking retired. Hopefully after this one, Court fucking retires, man. I mean, what left do you have to prove? It's not like you're gonna be a fucking world beater in your early 40s and shit like that in this new generation of MMA. So I say hang it up, and you could potentially go out on a win. So there you go. So
Court McGee's been in the UFC since 2010. 2010.
It's fucking 12 years, man.
That's right, man. So he's been there for everything. Now the question is, in his tenure, how much has he made?
Not much.
That seems to be the only inconsistency with these fighters in the UFC that have been loyal for so long, and it's hard to account for. You know what I mean? That remains an issue right now in existence.
Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, are you wanting Court to etch out a win so he can go to the pay window theoretically?
I'm pushing for him to win. Brown is younger. He's a good wrestler.
You mean Ramiz?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Ramiz. I just saw Brown. I thought of a wrestler, but Ramiz. He's young. He's young. No matter how you slice it, compared to Court McGee, he's young. You know what I mean? So I'm going for the old dog, man. The old dog, or he's already seen everything possible, just based on the competition that he's already fought against in his career and lasted for so long in such a tough position. He knows how to win already. So, and his gas tank is incredible for him. That's always been his best asset his
Yeah,
gas tank, Court McGee, since day one. So I think he still got that in the back pocket. So I'm going for Court McGee to win this one by unanimous decision.
yeah, I like it. I like it, and I see what you did there. You're like, oh, you know, making the cut and everything like that. That was a reference to his ear exploding, wasn't it? Or not Quartz, but fucking Ramiz. So shout out to Ramiz.
Yeah,
Hopefully, Court McGee. It's Court McGee's got some fucking wicked fucking cauliflower, man. So hopefully his fucking ears doesn't get sliced up like a fucking what is it? An almond, right? That's what they do, sliced almonds. So there you go. So that's a consensus pick. Court McGee, former
Mhm.
UFC Ultimate Fighter winner. So shout out to you. But speaking of shout outs, we got a 7-1 Joseph Holmes. Joseph
Mhm.
Holmes is the ugly man. By not I'm saying that, it's literally his fight moniker. Uh Ugly Man has again 7 wins, 1 loss. Uh he is coming to us from the Fury FC uh promotion out of the Midwest, right? He also beat Shante Barnes via rear naked choke back on Dana White's Contender Series in late 2021, right? So that he just
Mhm.
fought not too long ago, right? But on
Mhm.
the other side, he's got Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett, 12-6, definitely edging out the experience side of things, is the Night Wolf, right? And let's look at his, you know, wins and losses, right? Tafan Nachukwi lost via unanimous decision, and that was his entry into the UFC. Then lost to the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright. He gets kneed and then fucking falls to ground and pound, right? But
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
beats Loreno Starpoli via unanimous decision. So
Mhm.
we got these two. Jamie Pickett, Joseph Holmes. What say you?
Uh, Jamie Pickett, from what I remember, he's he's more of a boxer type, you know, feel to him. He's very good. He's got good footwork. He moves really well. Um, those back-to-back losses in the beginning uh, were significant. When I look at the level of competition that he lost to, they're okay. They're okay. They're not that great. But Joseph Holmes, though he's new to the UFC, the ugly man, though he's new to the UFC, he's heavy on the grappling. Very decent with his grappling attack. Uh, he does have a Muay Thai background, but I think he's more grapple type individual than striking. He'll do whatever he has to do to take as minimal damage as possible. This is the feel that I get when I watch this guy. The whatever the technique that minimizes the damage is what he's gonna go with. He is not gonna be your banger. You know, we stand there and we punch each other. I think being heavy and grappling has already told us that he won't be that guy. So even though he's making a new entry into the UFC, he won't be he's gonna be want to be more one of those smooth guys. If I can submit you, you know what I mean, and make a huge impact in the
Yeah.
beginning, then that's what I'm gonna do. Jamie Pickett is gonna be on his heel. Can he fight on his heel? This is the question that will be answered. This is gonna be the hard part for him. Is he gonna get tired? Because he's being pushed back by the pressure. Is he? This is the question he's gonna have to answer. Um, though Joseph Holmes is the new guy, I'm pushing towards Joseph Holmes for an upset, a submissive upset in the third round.
I like it. I like it. Something in me just says, Pickett might pull something that seals. He kind of reminds me of the English fella, Brad Pickett, right?
Right, right,
Um,
right.
that tenacity. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Pickett on this one.
It's a it's one of those 50-50 split feel to it. You know what I'm saying?
Like a damn Sunday.
Yeah. I get a feeling that most of this card, with the exception of few, it's gonna be a 50-50 split. Most of them, as I look at the rest of the fights.
No, 100%. But speaking of rest of the cards, we have the Brazilian Jordanson Brito,
Hmm.
right? 12,
Hmm.
2, and 1. The number one featherweight ranked in the U.S. West portion of the rankings, right? This dude is
Hmm.
damn near flawless, right? He's got a win over none other than Jesus. I saw a name that that we all know. Jesus Christ. Anywho, um,
Yeah.
anywho, that is Jordanson Brito, right? Beat
Right.
Diego Lopez via technical unanimous decision back on Dana White's Contender Series on the undercard of Royval and Sanchez. Basically KOs his opponent in 44 seconds, right? And then 41 seconds guillotine choke at Future FC2 back in 2019, right? Now
Hmm.
we go with Bill Algeo. Algeo, Senor Perfecto, right? Uh, Lost to Hikaru Hamos, which gotta love saying that fucking name. All right, but beat the Alpha Ginger Spike Carlisle, right? And but and then before that, also, losing to Hikaru Lamas, not Hikaru Hamos, but Hikaru Lamas, the unanimous
Hmm.
decision. So he is 0-2 against anybody named Hikaru. So there you go. But before that, beating Tim Dooling at CFFC 83, the unanimous decision. So what say you, Brito or Algeo?
Yeah, man. I know GL Brito. I'm not very familiar with his, but it seems to me, he's from Brazil, so jiu-jitsu has to be a base. I don't see dynamic striking. I see worst case scenario. I see Muay Thai. Uh, no, I don't see fancy footwork. I see. I catch you, you catch me type type deal. But Bill Algeo, um, he's been in the UFC for some time. 2019, I believe he got into the UFC
Yeah,
through the Contender Series. You know what I'm saying? He can grapple too. He can grapple. For him to beat Spike Carlisle, I believe I remember that fight, man. He's a very good grappler. He's a
yeah, he
very
is.
good grappler. So uh, he has to win because he just lost in his last matchup against Ramos, like you said. But he's got the height advantage as well, by the way, because he's 6 foot. Gio. Brito is about 5'8" or something like that. That's significant, in the featherweight division. Significant. That size difference is it's gonna be clear. Um, Keeping that distance, if he's able to, utilize that jab, keep that distance, use those front kicks, those round kicks, mainly side kicks. I mean, not round kicks, side kicks. Establish that distance. Dominate that center line between you, that distance between you. If he can, if he can manage to accomplish this task, then he'll win very easily. And if it does get close, Brito is going to go for the takedown because he is the shorter man. Algeo could probably beat him to that. He should go for the takedown before he is before this is done to him. So I'm gonna take a go on the limb and go Algeo, man. because
I'm not.
he's been under he's been under the bright lights a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that one either. Yeah. Look, when the unanimous decision, I'd say it's going to be Senor Perfecto.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
But speaking of things that you want to be with, you might, if you've got a pretty elementary school fucking attention span or humor like I do, we have via Vyacheslav Borishev, who's 5-1, right? Uh, Slava's Claus is his moniker, right? But he has wins over Chris Duncan at Dana White's Contender Series with a fucking mean ass left hook. Then Kedley St. Louis at Titan FC by KO by punches, right? And then Corey
Mhm.
Delaney uh, back in Titan FC 68. He beats Delaney in a ground and pound win, right? So, with
Right.
that all being said, we have the newly emerged Dakota Harry Bush. I'm not making you up. He fucking changed his fight moniker to fucking Harry just to fucking make that joke. And that, I thank you, right? Um, you know, losing to Austin Hubbard in his, his last outing in the octagon that happened in April of 2021, right? Uh,
Hmm.
and then, KOs Austin Clem and none other than our dude, the 818 bad boy, Brian Del Rosario,
Hmm.
finishes him in the first round, the rear naked choke, right? So
Right.
I got fucking Bush, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whenever you run into a gem like this, you wanna commend it, right? The foresight, Harry Bush. That's just beautiful, man. Now all he has to do is go in there, get a W, of course. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? Get to that microphone and let the people remember you. The name is already catchy. Harry Bush. Remember that? Remember that? Remember him? Remember him? He won by such and such. So it's gonna behoove Dakota Bush to go in there and really make a scene. Make a scene. Vlashishimil that Russian fella, he needs to feel your pain. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Harry Bush needs to go in there, throw down some excellent grappling if necessary, or just get that KO. If he can do that, um, the road to superstardom is quite short.
No, 100%. And so this could be a performance, kind of programming on
Hmm.
everything. So fuck yeah,
Hmm.
man. But I got Dakota. I think we both have Dakota. Shout out
Yeah.
Dakota's and his Harry Bush. So that's weird to fucking say. But MMA, motherfuckers, MMA, right? Um but now we've got something I think is going to be in the running of fight of the night. We have the blonde fighter Caitlin Chikugian against
Yeah.
Jennifer Maya. Chikugian is 16-4, right? Last wins coming over Jillian Robertson. Actually lost in a submission underground match up there in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States, right? Vivian
Right.
Arojo comes and basically stays as her team gets the unanimous decision on the undercard of UFC 262, right?
Hmm.
And then a win over Cynthia Calvillo as well, just kind of rounding out the top three fights that she's had thus far, right?
Hmm.
Now we've got Jennifer Maya. Jennifer Maya, 19-7-1, right? She just does
Hmm.
not look like she's ready to play. But with that being said, 19-7 is Jennifer Maya a win over Jessica I via unanimous decision, and a loss right before that to Valentina Shevchenko, right, via
Hmm.
unanimous decision, but then beats Joanne Wood, right, formerly Joanne Calderwood,
Hmm.
at so shit. I almost say as good as fucking Maya has looked. I mean, notwithstanding that loss to Shevchenko, but Shevchenko's Shevchenko. But I actually have Jennifer Meyer winning this one.
I'm all the way there with you, man. Because Jennifer Maya is not just your uh, uh, pull the double leg type individual. She'll stand and bang if she has to. She's
Yep.
got great striking. She's got great kickboxing. And if you want to do that jujitsu thing, she can do that too. So ain't no escape. You know what I'm saying? There is no escape. She pressures really well.
Hmm.
She's a title challenger. You know what I mean? She's the one that derailed. What's that? Not that Scottish girl. Remember, she was up for the fight
Yeah.
against Shevchenko. Shevchenko got
Wood,
injured.
right?
Underwood or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's now Wood, but it used to be Calderwood.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part too. But yeah, came in there, totally took the uh the number one contendership, got the title shot. I mean, she lost, but that's pretty much how it's been.
Yeah.
She's seen top line competition. She tasted blood and she likes it. You can tell in the way she came back and won in the comeback match. So against Chukagian, I think she goes in there against UK again, works the body, goes to the head. You know what I mean? Excellent
Exactly.
mixed martial art type fight, and I totally agree with your Jennifer Meyer pick, man. No problem.
Yeah, yeah. The good brother Alex Ramirez saying anyone staying up night tonight for one championship live.
What time does
Uh
it start? I'll
let's
stay
see.
up for that.
Yeah, there you go. All right, do you got a commitment from Voodoo? I am so behind, man. I've got like 6 AEWs to watch, all of Wrestle Kingdom that are 2 nights, 8 fucking hours long. It seems like and shit like that. I am whatever, and then I supposedly rented the fucking new Ghostbusters shit to watch with the kid and fallen asleep. Not that it's a bad movie. It's just
Yeah,
fucking whatever.
you just
So
so
I mean,
much.
yeah,
Hey, 80 Day Woods, man. Hey, that name ain't fake, homie. I thought you knew. I thought you knew. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the ish don't stop. The ish don't stop. With Adam Woods, it's all day long, every day, all hours of the day and night. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm about to start calling you 24/7.
At times it feels that way. It's just like, and uh, and it in 4 hours is one
Okay.
championship.
Oh,
And
I see.
LOL, what match should I watch for Wrestle Kingdom? Apparently Okada, but I would tell you to watch a fucking Kazuchika Okada match any fucking time, right? I look tired as fuck. Nah, man. I'm just. I think the allergies are fucking getting to me. I am the fucking dogs and the fucking bullshit ass. That's what I've got. That's what I got. But always good to fucking talk the fights, right? So
Yeah.
that we do, right? So actually, somebody that Alex Ramirez knows pretty fucking well, right, and manages a group chat on the book face for it is Brandon Royval, right?
Oh
12
yeah.
and 6, the number 7 ranked flyweight in the world. Um, the Raw Dog is out of Factory X out of Colorado, right? Uh, last three beat Kai Kara France via guillotine choke, but then losing to Brandon Moreno in the title fight, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
dropping to Alexander Pantoja via rear naked
Mm-hmm.
choke, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe our uh, our dude Brandon Royval is going to make a statement, but he's got a
Mm-hmm.
tough fucking deal ahead of them with Rodrigo Bontorin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sent it
Mm-hmm.
to Voodoo. Like they were like, oh, the best fucking moves of the people that are on the fucking UFC, Vegas fight night card, and I'm like, yeah, damn, that's there's some
Mm-hmm.
heavy hitters and
Yeah,
grapplers and shit like that. Which
yeah.
I mean, Bontorin has showed, in that, in his decimation. Well, I wouldn't say decimation. It was a cut to Raolan Paiva, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but losing to Ray Borg, losing to Kaikara France, right? But beating Matt Schnell. I actually think I'm gonna go with fucking Royval with this one.
Mm-hmm. 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 Uh, Often we talk about that place of free flow, right? Most people that are very good, they operate on flow state, which is okay. It's okay. It's not a bad thing to be in the free flow, on the flow state. Not a bad thing at all. Excuse me. However, Brandon Royval and a few others have made it at a young age to that place, to that wonder place, that free flow place. Not a lot of people get to get there, right? It is what it is. Everyone ain't gonna make it to the promised land, just like in the Bible. It was what it was. But Brandon Royval, if he keeps doing, what he's been doing and covering all the bases, he stands to be one of the individuals that will make it to free flow. I've seen brief
Glimmers.
spots. Yeah, I've seen brief spots of free flow in him, and he's on his way. That's all I can say. He's on his way. He's got great energy for this art, this mixed martial art. He's got perfect energy for it. He's got excellent martial arts. When he throws his hands and feet, you don't know what's coming. He's dynamic in that nature. His footwork, his ability to switch his feet and continue on the switch side like nothing happened. And he's well balanced as a striker. He'll even go a bit further and throw at you some dynamic striking, spinning elbows or whatnot, like in the Kattar France match. That's when I took notice. He goes into this trance. Even when he was fighting Brandon Moreno, Moreno was a bit stronger than him, but skill to skill, I think I prefer Brandon Moreno striking compared to, Brandon Royval striking compared to Brandon Moreno. But it seemed Moreno was a bit more stronger, you know. But that was it. Skill wise, I'm down with Brandon Royval. He's going in there against Raquel Bontorin. Bontorin, he's going to do his thing. He's going to do his thing. But I haven't seen any flashes of free flow in him. Um, I'm a big believer in free flow. I believe the next generation that's going to run things will be free flowers. They are here, and he is going to prove that. This is my first candidate for fight of the night, by the way. But I'm
I,
going with Brandon Royval to win in dynamic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, and Alex is saying Royval has a really tough fight coming up. The division is pretty stacked. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And look no further than the fucking title fight we get, Brandon Moreno and Davidson Figueiredo, number three, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like Royval's getting better. I do echo your sentiments. Any predictions we do or Adam? So how does he fucking get it done?
Royval, you're gonna see $50,000 worth of bonus
I
effort
I
out
I
of
feel
him.
that. Yeah.
All right,
And
if both of them don't get it, I think he'll get it.
Yeah,
He'll get the first 50K
I agree.
in my eyes.
I agree. Um, yeah, and I even say like the dust. Caitlin Chikugian is a fucking tough cookie. I was very pretty. I was very fucking critical of her, right?
Mhm.
I was like, she's been in the fucking game so long, I haven't really heard of her and whatever. But
Mhm.
her last fight, she shows that she should be there, right? So I'd say
Mhm.
um those are gonna be the two. It's like fucking Bontarine Royval and fucking
Mhm.
Chikugian and Maya. Those are it.
Mhm.
And it could be even a one sided ass kicking by Maya to Chikugian, right? That could
Mhm.
happen,
Mhm.
right? It could be
Mhm.
fucking raw dog
Performance
all
of
day.
the night.
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are, if nothing else. And we're also gonna see what the fucking main event is gonna do because that's a fucking banger too. Those are two dudes I mean, Cerebral Assassins, right? That's a fucking coin turn by Triple H, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
that those two they're fucking skilled technicians, man. They'll
Mhm.
slice you like a fucking samurai. So,
Mhm.
but those, like I almost say, Chikugi and Maya, Brandon Royval, and the Royval Bontorin fight, and then
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
Cavalcator Giga fight. Those are going to be the ones that people are talking about. So
Mhm.
that's just
Mhm.
my take on it. So yeah, I absolutely believe. I say Royval finishes. It'll probably be late in the third round, but it's definitely before the buzzer. Royval will probably.
The
I don't know
pressure.
how. Yeah, I don't know how he fucking does it. I just know it's going to be a finish, either submission
Mhm.
or KO.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm with it all day.
Now, speaking of things that you're with, we are with the co-main events of the evening. We have the 15-8 Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman, right? Um, fuck, he's had a tough go, man. Chase Sherman,
Yep.
yeah, Chase Sherman. I mean, in two sports, just up and down, right? Uh,
Mhm.
a draw to Sam Shoemaker back at BKFC 5, the undercard of the Lobov Night card, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
goes to Rashawn Jackson at Island Fights 56, beats him via strikes, right? Then Adams beats by unanimous decision, then loses to the fucking champ, Joy the Mexicutioner, fucking
Mhm.
Beltran,
Mhm.
also at BKFC, right? But then
Mhm.
goes to the UFC and basically beats the shit out of Hurricane Ike Villanueva, right? But then losing to the Pitbull of Belarus,
The
on
people.
yes, Andre Olarski, and then also losing to Parker Porter, not Parker Posey, who's a great actress of the 80s and 90s, right?
Mhm.
So that is Chase Sherman. But on the other side of the docket, we have the prototype, Jake Collier, 12-6, right? Collier's coming off of a rough go to, right? Losing to Carlos Felipe via split decision back
Mhm.
in June of 2021, right? But then beating Gian Vellante, the constant training partner of one Chris Weidman, former UFC
Mhm.
champion, right?
Mhm.
Uh, and Vellante, he beat Vellante via unanimous decision, but then lost. He gets KO'd by Tom Aspinall right before that, right? And a lot of people, and myself included, were writing Collier, you know, off essentially, thinking that he might have been there way too early in his career. And not to say that that's not true, but damn, uh, yeah. So this has to be a fucking knockout. So I actually got Chase Sherman KOing Jake Collier,
You know,
second round.
it's gonna be a sloppy match. It's gonna be a
Yeah, it
sloppy
is.
match. And when he does, when your boy Chase does get that knockout, it's gonna be on a sloppy, tired type touch, and then
Uh-huh.
That's what I foresee for this one.
Yeah.
I don't see excellent striking. I don't see. It's gonna be Collier will grab and put him on the fence. You know, Chase is gonna want to bang it out because it's in his nature. It's in his nature to want to bang it out. But Collier is gonna be defensive, and he will be more compelled to fight a mixed martial arts fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving away height. Uh, he's not as he's carrying more body fat. It looks like you know what I mean. It's not like it used to when he was nice and lean. He's put on some significant pounds since those days. So um, he's a heavyweight now. Bottom line. So
Yeah.
I also see Chase, putting hands on him.
Yeah.
I think Jake Collier has reached the peak, and it's things are moving backwards now. And
Yeah.
if he wants to stay in this game, he's just gonna have to drop that weight again and face the tough boys.
No, 100%. Now, speaking of dropping weight, Alex Ramirez wants to know, did they find Greg Hardy a replacement, or was that fight completely removed? So it is removed from this card for sure, but it could be skirted onto as an added value if the ticket sales are pretty soft, the pay-per-views are pretty soft.
Mm.
There's a way to
Hey,
kind of what
Greg Hardy is not on this. Wasn't supposed to be on this card. Maybe the next one,
was it the next
but I
one?
know he's got one more. Yeah, he's got one more fight left on his contract. I hear. So
I don't know, man. That's UFC's pet project. That if they let him go or whatever, that's almost like fucking the WWE letting go of Braun Strowman, right? It's their guy, and if those guys can't fucking exist in the system that they were bred to, then what the fuck is the
mm.
whole point? So
and it's also their way of appealing to those athletes in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like allowing him to come over there and get a decent contract. More decent than those you will see with your average real fighter, quote unquote. Uh, he came over, and perhaps more will come based on. I mean, they all see what happened with him. They
yeah,
see,
right.
right? So maybe somebody else will come over and do better, I guess, if you
No,
want to call it
100%.
that. Those are prime athletes on that
Yeah, they
on
are.
that side. Imagine you teach one of them linebackers, you know what I'm saying? The linemen, teach them how to throw punches.
Uh-huh.
They are already so fast at their weight, and so I mean the lateral movement is there. That kind of footwork in the heavyweight division, it'll shake things up. And
Yeah.
Greg Hardy has that. He had the
Uh,
power. He had the footwork.
yeah.
Remember
Yeah, it
when
is.
he that first fight that he lost? I can't remember who he fought. He was supposed to get knocked out, but he went 25 minutes. His
Right.
first main event, I believe. He was able to go 25
Yeah.
minutes moving backwards. That's
Uh-huh.
footwork. That takes skill. So yeah, perhaps his character wasn't all that great, but skill wise, for someone who came up from football over, not bad at all. Not bad.
Yeah,
Could
not
have
at
done
all.
better. Could have done better, but
Of
his
course.
skill was
Of
was
course.
decent.
Of course. And Alex says, whoops, my bad. I'm actually catching up on the 2022 schedule, as are
Oh,
we,
no worries.
but apologies. None taken. Um, and he's like, I'm tapping out on this one, but I'm going to bed. Listen, if possible, can I get on the show for UFC 270 pre-show? Fuck yes, you can. That's it. So let's all get together. I'm fucking start a group chat. So
No doubt.
with that all being said, we are at the co-main events of the evening. We have Calvin Cater, right out of the cartel in the northeast region of the United States. A
Hmm
22-5 is the
hmm
Boston finisher, right? Uh, coming off of a loss to Max Holloway, but then
Mm-hmm.
beat 50K Dan Ige, and also has a win of the always tough, the always durable Jeremy Little Heathen Stevens, and he finishes him with elbows and ground and pound.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in March. I'm sorry, May of 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then
Mm-hmm.
right before those two wins, he lost to Zabit Magomed Sharapov, obviously. Not obviously that he lost, it's just that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
And beat Ricardo Lamas, Chris Fishgold. Remember that Fishgold fight? That was the one where, oh, I thought it was, I was about to say that Fishgold reminds me of the guy that Dan, what's his name? Dan,
Dan
what?
Ige.
No. Oh fuck, Paul Felder. Why am I fucking up his
Oh.
name? Irish Dragon.
Oh.
But uh, I think Fishgold was the guy that uh, Paul Felder's dude had to go fight in
Oh,
Abu
right,
Dhabi.
right, 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 right.
Yeah,
And then he had to fight on his own or whatever.
right.
And
Yeah,
Felder stepped into to
right. Stepped away from the commentary and went to
right,
coach. Right. Yeah,
right,
but
right, right.
I want to say there was against Fishgold. Um,
Mm,
But with that all being said, we've got Calvin Cater, there you go, and then Giga Chick uh, Chikadze, there you go.
mm-hmm,
That's literally
mm-hmm,
what it is, right?
mm-hmm,
That dude, he is on a tear. Literally
mm-hmm,
hasn't lost since Austin Springer at Dana White's Contender Series back in
mm-hmm,
2018, and that was rear naked choke. But since
mm-hmm,
that, he's picked up wins in Gladiator Challenge against CJ Baines, uh, beat Damian Manzanares, right? Beat Brandon Davis in his UFC debut via split decision, beats Jamal Emmers via split decision back in March of 2020. Erwin
mm-hmm,
Rivera, Omar Morales, Jamie Simmons, Cub Swanson, and Hudson Barbosa, all people who have fallen prey to Chikadze. So, with
mm-hmm,
that being said, I believe I'm going to go with Jiga, who was looking like the
mm-hmm.
fucking what's that thing? It's not the transporter. It was this fucking Eastern European movie where the guy was a fucking spy. God, I can't fucking remember the name of it. But anywho, yeah, he looks
Not
like a
James
fuck.
Bond.
Huh?
007?
No, not James Bond. It was another one. It's like I want to say it's like the fixer, the cleaner, something like that. Uh, but it has like a young Natalie Portman. I want
Oh,
to
the
say
professional.
yes. That's
The professional.
if you look at fucking Chikatse's fucking interviews,
Mm-hmm.
all this week,
Oh
being pressed and whatever, he looks like the
yeah.
fucking professional, man. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fucking professionally decimate one Calvin Cater.
um, I'm not mad at that, man. Uh, Calvin Kattar, beautiful boxer.
Yeah,
I mean, some of the best boxing that I've ever seen in the UFC. You know, it is what it is. Uh, this ain't a boxing match, though.
no,
This is not a boxing match. Chikadze
right?
is a veteran of glory,
Yeah, he
glory
is.
kickboxing. This is
Mm-hmm.
kickboxing at the highest level.
Right.
You understand? Kickboxing at the highest level. He's done his bid here and there with kickboxing and MMA here and there. Uh, you can tell he took his time. Looking at the places he's fought, his mixed martial arts, you know, they're credible. They're credible places. I mean, he's world series of fighting. A gladiator challenge. Gladiator challenge is where everyone goes. That that underground professional ranks. that opens the door to better things type thing. He went there too. Uh, uh, then he's like, okay, perhaps he ran into the right person. Now he gets a shot with the contender series. Perhaps he just went to a tryout and he made it, or maybe he knew someone. Whatever. He's there. And he did what he had to do. And then now, 2019, he makes his splash. He's been working with Kings MMA, so he's been putting it together nice and tight. Nice and tight. Taking everybody out since 2019, like you said. 8-fight win streak, 9-fight win streak, or something ridiculous like that. And he's beating the likes of Edson Barboza. We know the striking of Edson Barboza. And he pretty much knocked him out. Shocking. But he did it. Cub Swanson. He outstruck the striker in Cub Swanson. He's just going in there and taking people out. Is he picking preferred fights? Can he pick preferred fights?
Sure,
if that's what you want to. If you want to argue that, is he picking fights that he knows he can win because it's to his strength of kickboxing or whatever? Can he do that? That's the question. Does he have the power to do that? You know what I'm saying? And even so, it is the UFC. You know what I mean? The top of the top, cream of the crop. You know what I mean? This is the UFC. No fight is easy in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? Even Calvin Kattar is not an easy fight for him.
Right.
Because if Calvin can close the distance and work in boxing range, then the problem is gonna be there for Chikadze. But Chikadze is a kickboxer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be a very good kickboxer, you have to understand distance and range.
Right.
And he knows that. On top of this, you are giving him an option to use his legs if he feels like it.
Yep.
Come on, man. The odds are stacked against Calvin Kattar. Kattar's not known for his ground fighting anyway.
Nope.
So this is my second candidate for fight of the night and possible face broken of the night.
Yeah.
I'm also going with Chikadze to win this one, no later than the 4th round, brother.
There it is. So fucking first fight of the UFC of 2022. And we've missed you guys, man. We took no fights. There was a lot of missing you guys, but we're back getting ready for fucking 2022. And also after this fight card on Saturday, you want to tune right back here to Voodoo in the Woods for the Voodoo in the Woods post show sometime Sunday afternoon, especially Pacific Standard Time, usually about 4, maybe about that time. But definitely check that out. But if you want to get more of me, according to Woods, across the board, except for Twitter where it's Adam K. Woods, but Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and those ones, right? Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, right? Those 4 places you can get the According to Woods podcast. Also, Adam K. Woods on Twitter and According to Woods on Instagram, where I share dumb shit memes. Voodoo, where can they find you, good sir?
Definitely on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter, and Snapchat.
There it is. And we will be seeing you guys back here on Sunday for more Voodoo in the Woods with the post fight of this tremendous card. But welcome 2022, you bad motherfuckers. We are out.